people who challenge and inspire you. Spend a lot of time with them and it will change your life. Beyond the court, sabelana ngolwazi, they share ideas. Sithuking it at jab, sitting in story sakho, utshena uqhamuka to introduce yourself.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond the Court Podcast, where we share inspiring stories from our participants, our coaches, our staff, just hearing their stories and who they are. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Welcome to PeacePlayers South Africa Beyond the Court Podcast, where we have conversations with our participants, our coaches, our staff, our partners and alumni, and also other guests that are also friends of Peace Players, just to have a greater and deeper conversation that's filled with impact and also insight, and also just for them to tell their own stories through their own perspective. In today's episode, we have a special guest who will share some women in sports for development and peace. We'll also be exploring the role of women in promoting sports for development and peace in our community, and also highlighting successful stories for development. So I don't want to get too much. I'm already talking too much. Let me introduce you to our guest. Our guest is Coach Thandeka Mhlongo, our area coordinator serving at Peace Players. But I'm not going to give you all the dish or every single thing, but I'll let her introduce herself. Thandeka, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you, Anissa. Hi, everyone. I go by the name of Thandeka, as she already introduced me. Well, I'm an area coordinator of Umlazi from PeacePlayers South Africa. It's been like 7 years as a coach now.
You now finish,
But I've achieved so much as a coach. Started off 2018 as a volunteer, and then I coached the primary school level, high school level, LDP. But now I'm on a provincial level.
Ooh.
I'm coaching under 16
Snaps.
girls.
You go.
Yeah, and I'm also an area coordinator. There's so much about me. I don't wanna talk too much.
Don't worry, we'll get to explore that more in our podcast. But before we begin, our culture at Peace Players, whenever you start anything, you always start with an icebreaker. All right. So this icebreaker is more of a this and that. So, you can't always pick everything. You pick this or you pick that. So I'm going to ask you a set of questions and you get to pick this or you get to pick that. All right. So the first one, let's see if Coach Thandeka is who she says she is. So the first one is have a lifetime supply of basketball resources or a once-off ticket to watch a WNBA game.
God, what do you think I'll pick?
It's tricky. It's tricky, especially who you are and what you do. It's tricky. We want to hear from you.
I think I'll pick once-off tickets to watch an WNBA game.
Sorry, Peace Players, no basketball supply. I was hoping she would pick the lifetime basketball supply. You don't want to have resources.
I have to choose myself sometimes.
All right. The next question: play with AJ Wilson or LeBron James?
Obviously AJ Wilson. I'm all for women.
Or for women in sport. Snaps to that. Okay. So this one, I want to know. We have the slam dunkers and we have the 3-pointers. So which one are you?
Surely you should know that I'm a 3-pointer.
Okay, let's go Flames! Flames. All right. So would you play in a team as a superstar, or would you play as the only superstar in the team?
Gosh, I've been the only superstar in the team.
Oh,
but
that's
what is very tricky.
Uh-huh.
But I think I'll play in a team of superstars. Yeah.
Nice. High five to that. Okay, if you want to go far, go as a team. We never go alone. Okay, but last but not least, win a citywide tournament as a player or the Girls Festival as a coach?
Because I've already won the Girls Festival as a coach, I think I'll pick the other one, the citywide tournament
as a player. Okay. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it first and foremost from our very own Coach Thandeka, who shared her this and that. But now let's dive into your early life and introducing sports. All right. So let's start from the beginning. Can you share with us your earliest memories of you playing sports? Was basketball always your thing, or you started somewhere, then you diverted into different sports? Tell us about it.
No, growing up, I had no idea that basketball existed. In primary, I did athletics. I'm an athletic person, well, used to be. I did athletics, soccer, netball.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went to grade six, I was introduced to basketball. So I had no other options. It was only basketball. That's when I joined because there was no way I was not going to play sports. I joined basketball, but ever since I fell in love with the sports and I've been playing basketball from then. Even in high school, I did athletics and basketball, varsity basketball. I've always been a sport person.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
that's my
wonderful.
story.
That's amazing. So your journey started off in grade six,
Yes.
which leads me to my next question. So how did your family and the community support your involvement in sports?
My family, gosh, at first I'd say they were not supportive because they did not want me to play sports. But as time went by, my aunt became supportive. She would take me to tournaments. She would come with me to watch me play. I'm very thankful for her because she was the only person who would come with me to sport games.
Mm-hmm.
My community um, will have leagues, your EPA leagues playing in our community, peace players as well. We didn't have peace leagues then,
Mm-hmm.
but we have citywide tournaments and yeah, but my community helped very much.
That's good. It's good to hear that your aunt got involved. So now, in this whole idea and whole perspective, were there any challenges and obstacles that you faced as a young girl being involved in sports, as a young girl playing sports?
Um, Not really, but besides that, my family wasn't that supportive. That was my biggest challenge because I had to lie sometimes when I needed to go play games.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm starting. Imagine in grade six, you lie about studying in weekends
Because you want to go
yeah,
play a game.
because I want to go play a game. But I didn't encounter much challenges back then.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as a female coach, that's when I'm coming across so many challenges because most places when I apply, um, they don't consider me because I'm a female coach. But the post will say we're looking for a coach, but they're not
It's
specific
fine
that
whether
they're
male or
looking for
female.
a male coach. Yeah. But when I apply, they don't look on my achievements, experiences, my skills. But because I'm a female coach, it's it's a negative.
Okay. So since I like that you touched on that part, we'll come back to that part. But what I want to hear from you right now, can you share specific experiences, in sports that has helped you achieve certain challenges or certain goals? Was sports ever that platform for you to achieve anything in life?
Yes, ever since I joined sports, without sports, I wouldn't be here sitting and chatting with you. Because I used to be an introvert. I was shy. When we were supposed to present in class, I was that type of give me a zero, ma'am, because I was so shy to stand in front of people. But sports has helped me to boost my self esteem, to be confident, and to work with other people as a team. It has played a major role.
Okay. So already there's so much insight, just hearing the way you're answering the first questions, you already know that there's a lot that is coming in. Now, how can sports empower you as a woman, and what message do you want to share with other women and girls out there?
Um, well, in my community,
Mm.
we do not have leagues or tournaments that helps young girls to participate in except for peace players during citywide tournament and girls first, and that's it. So in order to empower myself and the young women, I think we should have inclusion because we mostly have men tournaments. So I think we need to include tournaments for women as well.
Mm.
But I think that should start with us as coaches. We shouldn't expect somebody else from outside to come and do that for us. We should do it and then seek for support from other people.
You've got me nodding, 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 nodding. Moving on to our next segment, which is sports for development and peace. So before I dive into that question, I want to ask you what drew you into this specific career choice or this specific category? Because you could have decided just to be a sports coach, you could have decided just to be any coach. But what drew you to be a sports for development and peace?
Well, I think it's because I grew up in the organization. So when I graduated from high school, I wanted to give back to the community because there was a lot of gap. In our community, we have a lot of superstars. A lot of kids who know how to play basketball, but they do not have life skills or self development. So I wanted to help those kids teach them life skills and how to be a better person.
So I hear that you are talking about your community and how your community has superstars. So can you tell us of how sports for development, or an experience or a story that can highlight how has sports promoted peace in your community?
Well, by conducting so many tournaments to promote peace, have people play in the tournament from different communities, not play in their original teams, but mix them, that will promote peace. And also have people from the communities to participate in those tournaments, not only playing, but also assisting with other things as well.
Okay, so I can see that you're very in depth with actually promoting sports in your community. And with that being said, I'm sure there are challenges, there are also triumphs that you've conquered, success stories. But we'll take a breather, take a break. We are Peace Players, so definitely we need to show you what we do. So check out this next video to see what we're all about.
For 24 years, PeacePlayers South Africa has been uniting and inspiring youth from divided communities through the power of sport. The work of PeacePlayers globally began right here in eThekwini in the community of Umlazi, where our work continues to thrive. Post-apartheid South Africa is rated by the World Bank as the most unequal country in the world. Conflict and division of all kinds persist. Our children face enormous challenges, with 64% of young people being unemployed and 50% of children not completing schooling. It is tragic that South Africa's women and girls are also exposed to staggering levels of gender-based violence. PeacePlayers South Africa works in 7 communities in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, where in our core program we reach over 500 children and youth from age 9 all the way to young adulthood in twice-weekly sessions held after school hours. Basketball is a culturally neutral sport in South Africa and an incredible tool for bringing young people together. Many of our participants remain in our program throughout their school years. Alongside our core program work, we have a coaches development program and a leadership development program offering further mentoring and support as young people move into adulthood and towards becoming leaders of themselves and others for transformation. Our program sessions are built around the sport of basketball, together with life skills curricula tailored for different ages and aimed at developing strong leadership skills and encouraging positive life choices. We must remember that nurturing community conditions are not the norm for the majority of children in South Africa, and after-school hours can be times of risk for poor role modelling and exposure to unsafe activities. The longer our children participate in after-school programs, the higher their reported empowerment, self-efficacy, and ability to address conflict and difficulties. Our work addresses at least 6 of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The work of PeacePlayers South Africa is echoed in PeacePlayers programming across the globe. Our spirit embraces the true potential of young people to bridge divides of all kinds and to build peace and courage in places where there was once conflict and fear. The PeacePlayers Global Exchange July 2024 brings together 30 PeacePlayers youth and 20 staff from South Africa, Northern Ireland and the United States to experience new challenges during a multicultural experience and to build confidence, leadership and conflict resolution skills. After weeks of getting to know one another virtually and planning their activities, participants will now spend 10 days together in diverse settings. They will visit PeacePlayers communities in and around Durban and work together on a Mandela Day community outreach project. They will play basketball and experience hands-on coaching in Umlazi, and there will be group challenges and bonfires at a wilderness camp. Their time together culminates with taking part in the iconic PeacePlayers Citywide Tournament, which brings together 600 primary and high school children and youth in a day of high-energy basketball games. PeacePlayers South Africa welcomes all Global Exchange participants and wishes you an unforgettable experience over the next 10 days together.
Guess who's back? Us. We are back. Okay, thank you very much, guys. That was our lovely video, just showcasing who we are and what we do here at PeacePlayers. Like I mentioned before the break, we're moving on to our next segment, which is our challenges and our triumphs of success stories. So Tandega, earlier you spoke about, as a girl, you faced a lot of challenges, you faced lack of resources, your engagement to do certain things just to keep sports for development happening within your community and within even your personal life. So I want to know, can you share a triumph or a success story from your experience in sports and also just sports for development and peace?
Well, my definition of success right now is measured by how my kids that I'm currently coaching or the ones that I coached before are succeeding in life. So that shows that I've done my job well. So I would say that seeing my kids winning outside of the courts, like getting scholarships, to name a few, at Northwood and in varsities, because we have different kids who enrolled in different varsities. You're always to Fatima, to name the few. So that's how I define my success. And one of my biggest success as well was being part of the LDP crew, because that really helped me to go overseas for the first time, to go overseas and to see how other people from other countries live. Yeah.
I like how you mentioned that your successes are the development of your participants, the work that you do. So I want to know what keeps you motivated, what keeps you on your feet in terms of this field. What wakes you up every morning and you're like, I am in this and I'm all in?
Well, as long as we're still living in a conflicted country, that's what keeps me motivated, because it's not about the kids that are part of the program, but it's also about the kids in my community. So once we've achieved our goal, our mission, that's when I'll rest. But as long as we still have kids who are going through terrible things, who are coming from disadvantaged background, that will keep me motivated to do my job.
That's great. As you know, the month of March, we celebrated International Women's Day. Here we are in the month of April, Sports for Development and Peace. So since we are approaching the holiday season, April and a lot of holidays on but what will be your message of hope and peace that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Go to church.
Yeah, guys, go to church. Go to church.
Yeah, well, it will be holidays, but as a basketball player or any sport code, it's not holidays for you. So for you to be motivated and disciplined, continue going to training, that will help you a lot. And also be a kind person to yourself and to other people.
Kindness is the way, kindness is the way. Speaking about kindness, check this next video.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot 'em my shot, boy, I'm long range.
Welcome to the 38 Citywide Tournament! Let's make some noise!
Alright, y'all, I'm bringing the energy from LA. What up, no! Alright, again, I'm Coach Scoop. I'm from Detroit.
My name is Raven, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. And I'm here in South Africa to play at the Citywide Tournament.
Citywide has been absolutely amazing. The atmosphere has been absolutely electric.
Like with the amount of energy, the amount of people, the music, the ice cream, everything, it's just amazing.
It's actually good, getting to know everyone, other people from different races and different countries.
Spreading that Ubuntu that Nelson Mandela stood for and what sport can do to change the world.
The biggest takeaway from today is don't judge people based on what they look.
It's very nice. It's just making new friends and getting to know everyone and having fun and throwing a ball and winning.
Even though we ain't make playoffs, I was out there cooking, step three, floated, The key role and the message that we're using is glorious. Is that sport has the power to change the world.
I meet a lot of new people, a lot of new faces, things I can talk about.
And I had an amazing time here. I learned so much about the culture, about the people, about its history. I experienced the current culture, its current people and its current,
Players, South Africa, and everyone that made it for the American people to come for the trip here. Shout out to PeacePlayers South Africa.
Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking no else, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in.
Welcome back. I'm sure you enjoyed that video. But we're reaching the end of our podcast. But I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna be sad about it because these last impactful words that Coach Tandega is going to tell us are very insightful. So stay tuned. If you've reached this far, we love and appreciate you. So Tandega, what advice will you give to any girl or woman out there like myself, other girls that are upcoming in the whole sports or sports for development and peace?
Well, I would say stay true to yourself, be authentic, be the next you. As much as they view us as their role models, we should be their role models, but they should not be us. They should be themselves. And as well, enrolling in the sport curriculum, it should be something that they love to do, not because there's a need for women to be in that particular curriculum. So it should be something that they love. They should remove that I'm a woman. They should do what they love, and then being a woman should come after that.
I love the fact that you say we need to remain authentic, because at times we get whereby we change who we are, our own authenticity, and next thing we want to be someone else or we want to do something else, and not just remaining true to ourselves. I'm sure that you've stayed true to yourself. That's why you are here and now. How can I put this? How can we, as a global community, support and empower women and girls through sports?
Well, we're already doing that by having the development leadership program. Allow me to share a story that happened last year during our global exchange. We have a girl named by Saneli Siwe, very shy girl. She's reserved, still is, but she was very shy. She'll always stay in her corner during our meetings. But during the global exchange, she got out of her comfort zone. I don't know how she did that, but I believe that it was because meeting other people from other countries and other places, it really helped her to learn about them, and she learned about herself as well. So the global exchange and the leadership program is really helping our girls. But I believe we can still do more. Have the leadership programs for girls as well. Not just for both genders, but I'm not excluding men. Don't get me wrong, but I'm all for women, so we should have those. That's empowering women.
You don't need to explain yourself. You are in the whole international.
I know. You know how people are. You know how people are. So I need to put a disclaimer.
We want to know. Very interesting story. Your journey has been inspiring. From when you grew up playing basketball in grade 6, from the challenges you faced, which has groomed you to be the woman that you are now. What's next for you, and how can our listeners follow your journey?
Well, the easiest way to follow my journey is through my Instagram. I'm trying to document my journey. It's not an easy task to do because I'm not a camera person, but they can follow me on my Instagram, tandega.x, small letters. And also what next for me is I've just become an AC. So
not the
I'm still
AC like air conditioner.
No, area coordinator of Umlazi. So I'm still trying to find my feet on that. And I want to grow in organization as well. And I want to go out there, help as many people as I can, off and on the courts, because I'm all about the sports and self-development. So, yeah.
I just love listening to you. See, I'm so glued, and I'm just like, yes. It's very inspiring just here listening to the stories of, women in sports, their challenges and who they've become. And thank you very much, Tandega, for joining the Beyond the Court podcast today. It was very fun having you. Very interesting, very insightful. I know from me here, I am motivated. And I'm sure the listeners are also motivated. So thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Like I've thanked our guest. And also just thank you for sharing your stories, with us today. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to do the most of the most of the most. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Give us questions. What do you want us to speak about next? Who do you want us to bring on the show? What is it that you are most likely, or what is it that you're most looking forward in the show? Follow us on all our social media platforms, on LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at PeacePlayers South Africa. And so that you can get more of our inspiring stories and conversations that we'll be having, not only with women in sports, but in our diverse community. Don't forget to subscribe. I said, don't forget to subscribe. I'm watching you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Beyond the Court podcast with your host, Bye.
Beyond the court, sabelana ngolwazi, let's share ideas. Sithi ukudinga idalo tab, sithi story sakho usitshela uqhamuka, introduce yourself.